It's 1952. A man sits alone at his desk, surrounded by thousands of pages of notes. A man whose name was buried deep in the files of one of the most secretive government agencies on the planet. This was no ordinary man. This is the same person who during World War II cracked Japan's most complex code. A code so advanced, experts believed it was unbreakable. He broke it in just a few months. His name was William Friedman, one of the greatest codebreakers in history. But this time, what sat in front of him had defeated him. 35 years. He spent 35 years of his life trying to read a single book. And before he died, all he left behind was a small note, written as a riddle, because he didn't even have the courage to state the truth outright. Today, nearly 100 years later, the most powerful supercomputers and the smartest AI systems on Earth run into the exact same wall when they face this same book. That book is called the Voynich Manuscript. And today, we're going to find out why this single book has defeated some of the greatest minds in human history. Let's rewind to 1912. Near Rome, Italy, inside an old Jesuit college called Villa Mondragone, hundreds of ancient books sat forgotten, gathering dust for centuries. That's when a mysterious man walked in, Wilfred Voynich, a rare book dealer with anything but an ordinary past. He'd once been a revolutionary who escaped a Siberian labor camp. As he ran his hands over the stacks of old manuscripts, something caught his eye. This book was different. Page after page of strange plants, none of them matching any known species on Earth. Naked women bathing in some unknown green liquid, inside what looked like bizarre tube-like structures. And then, the text. But this wasn't a language at all. Not Latin, not Greek, not Hebrew. It was a script no human being had ever seen before. Voynich bought the book. He had no idea that what he just purchased would steal the world's sleep for the next 100 years. So, what's actually inside this book? Let's go through it piece by piece. And with every page, you'll find a brand new puzzle. Mystery 1. Plants that don't exist on Earth. The first section of the manuscript contains over 100 illustrations of plants. Naturally, scholars first assumed this was some kind of medieval herbal medicine guide. But when botanists actually examined these plants, they were stunned. Not a single one of these plants exists anywhere on Earth. Some have the leaves of one species, but the roots of a completely different one, as if someone deliberately fused multiple plants together to invent something entirely new. Why? Nobody knows. Mystery 2. A map that leads nowhere. Somewhere in the middle of the book is a page that, when unfolded, will leave you speechless. 6 pages folded together into one massive illustration. Within it are 9 circular diagrams, all connected by strange tube-like structures. Many researchers believe this is a map, possibly of a city or maybe a symbolic representation of the entire universe. One researcher even claimed to spot what looks like a volcano in the imagery, one that closely matches a real volcano on a specific island in Italy. But it's never been proven, because nobody knows where this map actually leads. Mystery 3. A language that acts like a language, but isn't one. Now we get to the real mystery. If this were just random scribbles, meaningless symbols, this would be easy. We could simply call it a hoax and move on. But here's the problem. This writing behaves exactly like a real language. When mathematicians analyzed the patterns in these characters, they found something extraordinary. Word length, letter repetition, even sentence structure all follow the statistical rules of real human languages. But there's still something deeply strange. The same words repeat over and over again on consecutive lines, something that doesn't happen in any natural human language on Earth. It's as if this language was made by humans, but not made for humans to speak. So, what was it made for? Let's go back to William Friedman. During World War II, when America's fate depended on breaking enemy codes, this man single-handedly cracked some of the most complex encryption systems in the world. For him, the word impossible simply didn't exist. But when he came face to face with the Voynich Manuscript, every method that had never once failed him in his entire career started failing, one after another. He worked on it for years. His colleagues warned him, "This book will ruin your career." But Friedman didn't stop. One night, exhausted, he wrote a short note for himself. In it, he wrote that he believed this was an artificially constructed language, but he could never prove it. And here's the strangest part. He encoded his own conclusion, wrote it as a cipher, as if he was afraid that if he was wrong, people would laugh at him. The most successful codebreaker the world had ever known had been so thoroughly humbled by a single book that he couldn't even bring himself to state his own answer in plain words. And he wasn't alone. In the decades that followed, military cryptologists, amateur mathematicians, and even today's most advanced AI models have all taken their shot. Every single one of them has failed. So what's the truth? Right now, 3 major theories are fighting for dominance. Theory 1, it's a secret language. Some believe a secretive group, religious, scientific, or otherwise, created this language to protect their knowledge, making sure no outsider could ever read it. Theory 2, it's an elaborate hoax. A 2016 study showed that a simple mechanical grid-based system could have been used in medieval times to generate exactly this kind of fake language. Completely meaningless, but designed to look like real writing. Some believe the book was created to con a wealthy investor, to convince them they were buying an ancient book of forbidden knowledge. And this is where things get uncomfortable. Wilfred Voynich himself, the man who sold this book to the world, had a documented past tangled up in rare book fraud and forgery. So is it possible he made it himself? Nobody has ever been able to answer that question. Theory 3, it's the product of a troubled mind. Some linguists believe whoever wrote this book may have suffered from a condition where the brain generates language-like patterns without any actual meaning behind them. All 3 theories have strong evidence behind them, and all 3 have gaps that raise even more questions. Today, inside a climate-controlled room at Yale University, this book lies sealed in a glass case. For 600 years, it has kept its secret locked behind its cover, silent. The most powerful military cryptographers, the smartest AI systems, the most patient linguists in the world, none of them have ever managed to open its door. And maybe that's exactly where this book's real power lies. Maybe it isn't knowledge at all. Maybe it's a mirror, where every person who looks into it finds their own answer, but no one can ever be certain they're right. So what do you think? Is this some lost piece of ancient knowledge that we simply haven't figured out how to understand yet? Or is it history's most perfect deception? A lie so flawlessly constructed that it has fooled the greatest minds on the planet for 600 straight years. Drop your theory in the comments, because one thing is certain. Until someone finally cracks this book's true secret, the Voynich Manuscript will remain one of the biggest open questions in human history.